Blog Talk Radio.
Are you ready to take a bite out of the competition? Are you looking for ideas to make your business better? Welcome to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet, sponsored by Apple Capital Group. At the core of every successful business, you'll find people making a difference. And with each episode of the Core Business Show, we talk with those people, examine those ideas, and explore the strategies that make them special. Now, the host of the Core Business Show, Tim Jacquet.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Core Business Show. I'm Tim Jacquet, your host. Today, I have the pleasure of having Deb Bowen. She is with Caliente Spa and Resort in Florida, and we're going to talk about the life of a nudist. If you'd like to chime in on the conversation, we can ask you to go ahead and pose a question in the chat room or email us at info@thecorebusinessshow or call 347-324-3460. Deb, welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for having me, Tim. I'm happy to be here.
Great. I guess to begin with, kind of tell us about yourself and how did you end up with working for Caliente?
Well, I've been in the business for about 12 years. I've been in the lifestyle for about probably 18 to 20. And how I discovered it was just completely by accident. Here in Florida, in Key West, every year for Halloween, they have the biggest Halloween party of the world called Fantasy Fest. 100,000 people on a 7-mile angle. It's crazy. So I used to go every year. One year, we went to Fantasy Fest without making reservations. We just thought we were in Miami, we would run down. There was no rooms. So the tourist board came up to us and said, before you leave, we have a new resort that's just opened up, but it's clothing optional. Would you have a problem with that? So we all thought, better than driving 8 hours home. Let's give it a try. It was fantastic. We had the best time we've ever had anywhere. And then when I came home to Tampa is when I started learning that Pasco County and the Tampa area has 7 nudist resorts. It's the nudist capital of the world.
Wow.
So I started checking them out. I ended up working for one for a long time and then was recruited to go up to Caliente Resort, which is the world's most luxurious, beautiful clothing optional resort. When they built Caliente, they definitely raised the bar several levels. Previous to that, most of the nudist resorts you usually have just like Hollywood Beach in Miami or just little campsites or small resorts with a couple of rooms, a little bit of amenities. We took that concept and blew it up 100 times.
Wow.
So if you go to our website at calienteresort.com, it's plural, we have 2. You can see when you are in the resort, when you're laying poolside, you definitely feel like you are in the Caribbean, laying on the island. It's comparable to one of your major resorts in the Vegas area. It has a 33,000-gallon lagoon pool with 2 islands and a big waterfall and tiki bars and conversation pools and all of the amenities. And it's not just a resort, it's a resort and full spa. So we have pretty much anything you want. And we are clothing optional, not nudist. That's a big difference.
Tell us what's the difference between nudist and clothing optional.
Well, I'll tell you my take on it. I've always had the opinion that why would I leave a community where I'm forced to wear clothes all the time, even if I don't want to go to a community where I'm forced to be naked all the time. I've not gained any freedom there. Mm-hmm. Isn't that what the world's all about?
Absolutely.
So, Clothing Optional Resort, you have the freedom to decide to wear as much or as little as you want or feel. Most people at Caliente are completely naked by the pool during the day, but when they go up for dinner or go into the nightclub, they always have something on. Something. Like a wrap.
So
Saran wrap.
Oh, saran wrap. Wow.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I thought you were serious. Well, tell us what that name means.
Caliente means hot in Spanish.
Wow. Do you know why the owners or designers picked that particular name?
Because we wanted to have the hottest, sexiest, most fun resort that you can find anywhere.
Wow.
So that's what we've created. Caliente.
Well, again, what type of the clientele that they attract? I'm assuming it's going to be across the board, but it's not like everyday conversation. You know, I'm sure they can do search and they can find out about the place itself, but what kind of, is there certain personalities that attracts this particular club, or kind of tell us what the clientele is like?
Well, you're right, and we do have clientele with ages that range across the board. one of the misconceptions that a lot of people have about not just our resort, but clothing option or nudist resorts in general, is they want to go on an off time because they just want to kind of check it out and just kind of go in and see what it's like. So they try to go during an off time. So they come like on a Monday at 2 o'clock. And they go, there's no one here but older people. Well, of course, because all the younger people are at work. So I have to explain that a lot. During the weekdays, you get more retired people, and that doesn't necessarily mean older people. It just, we have the people who are independently wealthy or retired or don't have to show up at the mundane job every Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. However, on the weekends, we have a much younger demographic because they're off work, they're looking for something fun and exciting to do, someplace to go hang out with their friends, pardon the pun, with no inhibitions, no hang-ups, none of the BS that a lot of times you get at the beach. So you can come and enjoy your day. It's in a very private, safe community. You feel like you're in the Caribbean. It's like you're on vacation every single time you go.
Wow. I was really amazed. I was in Vegas a few months ago for a convention, and then they were telling you all about the hotel. And they said, well, one of the places for the pools are, I don't think it was clothing optional, but was almost
European.
Oh,
Did
European.
they call it European?
I think so. I don't know if it was. I think I'm hearing this correctly. I think they were saying some clothes were optional. So I didn't know. I didn't go in detail because I was only going to be there for
Generally,
like 3 days.
what I know about that is there's definitely one, maybe two. There's a couple of places in Vegas that do designate a pool as what they term a European pool, and a European pool basically means topless.
Okay.
Because in Europe, it's just the way of life there, which I really think it should be here too. I understand that, but that's a whole another show. Well, but that's generally what it means.
Yeah, and I was at the Encore, and that's what they were talking about. Regarding European and Americans, is it something with the Americans' way of viewing things? Because European is just European, I guess, because they're an old country. What is it with?
They're more open.
Yeah, more
Americans
open.
are just stuffy. Americans are just stuffy.
Why is that?
The old codgy Americans.
We're the world leader.
I don't know, but I'm doing my best to change it. But really, there's no reason why. It's just back from the beginning of the Puritans, I believe, is where it originated from, that you have to wear your hair covered in the dress up to your neck and down to your feet and to your fingertips and don't show anything. And it just kind of grew from that. So it's really just an old mindset that I feel that people just haven't taken the time to get over.
Wow.
And realize that that's all it is.
Well, tell us about the experience when people walk into the club. When they check in, it's like a hotel. And kind of tell us what they experience that they will experience while they're there.
Well, I'll start it this way because I've been answering questions for people for years. And one of the most popular questions I get is, oh, my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be so shocked. I don't know where to put my eyes. I don't know what to look at, what not to look at. I'm afraid I'm going to be too shocked until they're there for about an hour. And I go up to them, and they've already started fitting right into the lifestyle. And I ask them, what happened? I thought you were going to be so shocked. You were going to know what to do. And they all say, you know what? We realized once we were in here that it's no big deal. And I'm not nearly as shocked as I thought I was going to be. And I said, that's where your shock value comes in. Once you're there and you realize it's just really no big deal. So you come in, just like any resort, any hotel. You come in, you go to the front desk, you check in. They ask if you would like a tour of the facility because it is a very large property. So you can either take a golf cart tour where we take you through the neighborhood, show you the amenities, show you the spa, the fitness gym, the boutique, all the pools, the tiki bar, go through the lineup of entertainment that we have during their stay, ask them if there's anything that we can provide them, take their luggage to their room, and from there, if they need anything, they call us. But from there, generally, they go right out to the pool, and within an hour, everybody's comfortable. And sometimes they decide not to leave, and they extend their stays. We've even had people that have enjoyed it so much that they go home and come back and end up buying a rental property or selling. I've even had a couple of people sell their home up north and move to Caliente.
Wow.
We do have year-round residents.
So you do have that as an option as well.
Yeah, it is a community resort.
Okay.
It's a community resort.
Any other frequently asked questions that they really have? That's really always common questions that some of your customers always have.
The gentlemen are always worried about what happens if they become somewhat aroused because they're not used to seeing so much nudity. And I always say, number one, gentlemen cannot perform on command. So you don't have to worry about that. You're going to be way too shy. But if there's a time where maybe someone is laying by the pool and you doze off, and we do have plenty of our plainclothes security that may come up and say, sure, you may want to use a towel, or you might feel better if you get up and walk around a little bit. They don't realize it. It's just not that way. So there's ways that we take care of and protect all of our guests and members.
Okay. So single men also it's just like any other place. They can just go ahead and come to the resort.
They can. We do charge more for single men to come in for our membership fees.
Okay.
It's our way of guaranteeing a gender balance. We do allow single men, but we do not allow it to overrun the single women.
Okay.
So we're not going to let a busload of single men get out and come in and just scoff by the pool. So we do keep a tally, and if it gets to a point where there's just too many, then I'm sorry, we're full up for the day. It has never been a problem.
Okay.
I can tell you that. We do make sure that all of our advertising and collateral material let you know that it is stated on our website clearly. So we've never had a problem with it. That's just our way of ensuring gender balance so that there's not way too many of one and not nearly enough of the other.
Okay, I'll follow. Now, this is not a family place. This is only for adults only?
The community area, the residential area in the back, is family-oriented. If you have a family, if you want a family there are a lot of people who have been raised in nudist resorts. So, you do have the residential area. However, the resort area, the clubhouse, is 21 and over.
Okay. And a couple other questions here. Why do people choose to be a nudist or a clothing option?
Everybody has their own reason. But what I think the general consensus is, there really, truly is no judgment. Whereas you can go to the beach, let's say that you are a overweight, middle-aged female who wants to wear a bikini to the beach just because she wants to get a tan. You're going to get a whole lot more remarks, looks, comments, negativity from that than you would when you go to Caliente, because nobody has anything on. So you don't know, number one, who's a lawyer and who's the clerk at Walmart. You don't know who's independently wealthy and who's struggling working 3 jobs. And it just doesn't matter, because once you have your clothes off, or, as much of your clothes as you feel like taking off, it kind of evens the playing ground. And it's just a very accepting society. Everyone is accepted with whatever. Okay. So we don't discriminate against anybody for any reason. So it's just much more feeling of freedom. You're able to relax. You're in a protected, private, secure environment. And everybody's on the same agenda. Everybody's on vacation every time they go.
Wow. Well said. So if you can give us any last comments you don't mind, also give us the address to the, your website address for
our website.
Your company.
Absolutely. We do have 2. One of them is in Tampa. We're just north of Tampa, about 20 minutes north of the airport, in a small town called Land O'Lakes. And our second resort is in the Dominican Republic. So if you do want that true Caribbean vacation, we can provide that as well. A Caribbean resort is all-inclusive, so we have the best of both worlds. And if you've never done it before, I say try it. Come in. Take a peek at what you're missing. You may be one of the ones that never wants to leave. Come visit us at calienteresorts.com.
Perfect. Well, Deb, thanks for joining the program.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it very much.
Great. Have a great day. I really appreciate it. Everybody, it's been the production of the Core Business Show. It's Tim Jacquet, your host. You can download this episode on Blog Talk Radio or on the Core Business Show or iTunes. Thank you for listening. Everybody have a great day. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet. For a free quote on equipment leasing and financing, visit our website, applecapitalgroup.com. That's applecapitalgroup.com. And fill out the information to receive your free quote. We hope you'll join us for our next episode. And remember, you can always get to the Core via iTunes. You'll find all our previous episodes there. Thanks again for listening to the Core Business Show with Tim Jacquet.